సో గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ టు ఎవరీబడి. సో ప్రియమైన విద్యార్థులారా, ఈరోజు తరగతిలో మనం బ్రయోఫైటా మొక్కలలో సిద్ధబీజద పరిణామము సిద్ధబీజద పరిణామం అంటే ఏమిటి? సిద్ధబీజము మార్పు చెందినటువంటి విధానము. సాధారణంగా సిద్ధబీజం అంటే ఏమిటి? బ్రయోఫైటా మొక్కలలో సంయోగ బీజద మొక్కలో ఫలదీకరణ జరిగిన తర్వాత, అంటే స్త్రీ సంయోగ బీజముతో పొడవైనటువంటి కూజా ఆకృతిలో ఉండే స్త్రీ బీజాశయం లోపల ఉదర భాగంలోని స్త్రీ బీజ కణంతో యాంథిరోజువాయిడ్ అనబడేటువంటి చలనశీల పురుష సంయోగ బీజము సంయుక్తం చెందిన తర్వాత ఏర్పడేటువంటి నిర్మాణాన్ని సంయుక్త బీజము అంటాము. ఆ సంయుక్త బీజము తరువాతి దశలలో అభివృద్ధి చెంది సిద్ధబీజదంగా మొలకెత్తుతుంది. ఆ సంయుక్త బీజం యొక్క తరువాతి దశనే సిద్ధబీజదము అంటాం. ఈ సిద్ధబీజం బ్రయోఫైట్ల యొక్క సిద్ధబీజదంలో 3 ప్రధానమైనటువంటి భాగాలు ఉంటాయి. ఒకటి, అన్నిటికంటే పీడ భాగంలో ఉండేటువంటి పాదము, మధ్యలో పొడవైనటువంటి కాడ, అన్నిటికంటే చివరగా ఉండేటువంటి ఫలవంతమైనటువంటి భాగము, దానిని గుళిక అని పిలుస్తాం. ఈ మొత్తం నిర్మాణాన్ని సిద్ధబీజదము అంటాం. ఇది గ్యామిటోఫోర్ పైన ఏర్పడుతుంది కాబట్టి నీటికి, లవణాలకి, ఇతర ఆహార పదార్థాలకి కూడాను కొన్ని సమయాల్లో ఆ గ్యామిటోఫోర్ మీదనే ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది. సో ఇలాంటి ఈ సిద్ధబీజము పరిణామం చెందింది. మనము బ్రయోఫైటాలోనే మార్కాన్షియాని కానీ, తర్వాత యాంథోసిరాస్ని కానీ, రెక్సియాను కానీ, పాలిట్రైకమ్ కానీ, తర్వాత ఫ్యునేరియాను కానీ వీటి లోపలి సిద్ధబీజదాన్ని కనుక మనం పరిశీలిస్తే అవి భిన్న రకాలుగా ఉంటాయి. అన్నిట్లో కూడాను పాదము ఉంటుంది, కాడ ఉంటుంది, గుళిక ఉంటుంది. కానీ అవి మనకు కనిపించేటువంటి రీతి, దాంట్లో ఉండేటువంటి నిర్మాణం మాత్రము రాను 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 రెక్సియాలో ఎంత సరళంగా ఉంటుందో దానికంటే కొద్దిగా క్లిష్టంగా మనకు మార్కాన్షియాలో అగుపిస్తుంది. దానికంటే క్లిష్టంగా మనకు యాంథోసిరాస్లో కంటే క్లిష్టంగా పొరెల్లాలోను, అదేవిధంగా తర్వాత ఫ్యునేరియాలోను, అంటే లివర్ వర్ట్ మొక్కల నుండి హార్న్ వర్ట్లలోను, తర్వాత మాస్ మొక్కలలో ఉండేటువంటి ఈ సిద్ధబీజదము చాలా సంక్లిష్టంగా ఉంటుంది. ఎలా ఉంటుంది? సంక్లిష్టంగా ఉంటుంది. ఈ సంక్లిష్టంగా ఎలా తయారైంది? సరళంగా ఉండే నిర్మాణము సంక్లిష్టంగా ఎలా తయారయ్యింది దాన్నే మనము సిద్ధబీజద పరిణామము అనేటువంటి ఒక ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి సన్నివేశంలో మనము తెలుసుకుంటాం. ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ కూడాను ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇది. ఓకే, పరీక్షల్లో కూడాను గన్ షాట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. అందులో ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఉండేటువంటి 2 మార్కులకి 3 మార్కులకి ఉంది కాబట్టి ఇంకా మనకు చాలా ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. తర్వాత ఈ సిద్ధబీజద పరిణామము బ్రయోఫైటాకు చెందినటువంటి వివిధ ప్రజాతులలో ఈ సిద్ధబీజం, దీన్నే ఇంగ్లీష్లో అయితే ఈ సిద్ధబీజము స్వరూప నిర్మాణాలలో స్వతంత్ర జీవనం గడిపేటువంటి శక్తి ఎంతో వైవిధ్యాన్ని చూపిస్తుంది. మొట్టమొదటిగా మొత్తం గ్యామిటోఫోర్ మీదే ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత పాక్షికంగా మాత్రమే గ్యామిటోఫోర్ మీద ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది. ఈ బ్రయోఫైటా మొక్కలలో సిద్ధబీజ పరిణామాన్ని వివరించేటువంటి సిద్ధాంతాన్ని కొంతమంది శాస్త్రవేత్తలు ప్రతిపాదించడం జరిగింది. ఆ శాస్త్రవేత్తల్లో మొట్టమొదటి వాడు బోయర్. 1908, 1929 మరియు 1935 ప్రాంతాల్లో 3 వేరువేరు సిద్ధాంతాల రూపంలో ఈ బ్రయోఫైటా మొక్కల్లోని సిద్ధాంతాన్ని వివరించడం జరిగింది. అది కూడా ఏ సిద్ధాంతం? అది ఈ పరిణామాన్ని వివరించడానికి 2 సిద్ధాంతాలు ప్రతిపాదించబడ్డాయి. ఒకటేమో ప్రగతిశీల సిద్ధాంతము, దాన్ని ఏమంటాము? ప్రగతిశీల సిద్ధాంతము. రెండవది తిరోగమన సిద్ధాంతము. దాన్ని మొదటి దాన్ని
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
ఇప్పుడు గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ రా. ఇప్పుడు ఏముంది క్లాస్ మీకు?
బాట్నీ సార్,
సెకండ్ పీరియడ్ స్టార్ట్ అయిందా? రైట్. అట్లే వింటూ ఉండండి. సరే, అయితే లెట్ మీ చేంజ్ మై లాంగ్వేజ్ టు ఇంగ్లీష్. ఓకే. So right, in this regard, actually I thought that it is a Telugu medium class. Telugu medium class is at 3 and 4 to 5. So regarding in today's class, evolution of sporophyte in bryophytes. And regarding the evolution of sporophyte in bryophytes, what is sporophyte? First, let us see what is sporophyte. Sporophyte is a diploid multicellular structure. It is a diploid multicellular structure which is formed from the zygote. Then what is zygote? Zygote is a resultant structure of after the fusion of male and female gametes in the broad venter of the archegonium. Okay, and this zygote afterwards it undergoes multiple divisions and forming a multicellular structure known to be sporophyte. And this sporophyte bears 3 regions. Already yesterday itself, in case of funaria, we came to know that the sporophyte has basal foot and central seta and apical capsule. And this foot is dagger shaped one, which is inserted into the tip of the funaria gametophore. So likewise, each and every sporophyte in the bryophyte, it bears these 3 regions: foot, seta and capsule. So the present theory or the present class explains that the sporophytes in Rixia, the same in Marchantia, the same in Anthoceras, and the same in funaria, they are different in their structure. Why they are differing in their structure? Though they are calling as sporophytes only, why they differ in their structure? That is morphological structure and in anatomy also. So this change and the difference is known to be evolution. This is explained by the scientists as evolution. Okay, and the parinamam gradual change due to the change of climatic conditions, or it may be due to the change of the mode of their life and change of in the plant body, that is callus to mass plant, leafy gametophore. And this change, the gradual change, is termed as evolution. And that evolution, now we are going to know about the evolution in the sporophytes of bryophytes. And this theory or this phenomenon, the trends in bryophytes, sporophytes is explained, and so many scientists they explained this the mode of evolution according and basing upon their explanation, basing upon their thoughts. The mode of evolution is studied under and two hypotheses were put forward, and they are, first one is the progressive theory. First one is the progressive, that is, it is also sterilization theory. It is also known as sterilization theory. And the second one is retrogressive theory. Retrogressive theory. Progressive, let us see first progressive sterilization theory. Progressive sterilization theory. Okay. And regarding this progressive sterilization theory, it was first proposed by Boyer. And actually, let us see, it was first proposed by Boyer and supported by Campbell, Smith, Haver, other scientists. It was first proposed by Boyer, and in 1908, 1929 and 1935. That means in these three timings, he formulated his theory. He proposed his theory after so many research works. And same theory, after so many studies, it was supported by Campbell, Sternberger, and Chamberlain. In 19... Hello? Hello? మీరు మాట్లాడకూడదు. Okay. And this theory explains that the theory of progressive sterilization రెక్సియా. రెక్సియా అనేటువంటిది మనం చదువుకున్నటువంటి మార్కాన్షియా కంటే కూడాను ఇన్ బ్రయోఫైట్స్ సేమ్ మార్కాన్షియా ఉన్నట్టుగానే ఉంటుంది, ఇంకా చిన్నగా ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో థాలాయిడ్ స్ట్రక్చర్. వాట్ ఈస్ ది స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ స్పోరోఫైట్ ఇన్ రెక్సియా and what is the structure of sporophyte in markantia, and what is the same in case of the Anthoceras and in Polytrichum and Tragionia and Funaria. So as we move from Rexia to Polytrichum or Funaria, complexity increases. The complexity in the morphology of the sporophytes and the complexity in the anatomy of the sporophyte, it increases more and more. And at the same time, why we are using the wordization means, in primitive plants like Rexia, you observe more and more fertile spores. And as we move from Rexia to Funaria, the number of the spores will be decreased, and instead of that, the sterile tissue will be more and more. At the same time, anatomically, the sporophyte becomes very complex. Just we observed in the Markantia, Funaria also. As we are having only two examples, we observed there itself. Now let us say the one by one. Okay. So first theory is the theory of progressive sterilization. Theory of progressive sterilization, where the gradual change occurs in sporophyte of the bryophytes in a complex from simple to complex manner, from simple structure to complex manner, and increasing in the sterility of the cells. Sterility means impotency. The cells are inactive regarding the reproduction is constant. That sterility increasing. Okay. And the fundamentals of principle upon which the theory was formulated is the Boyer's argument is the progressive sterilization of the potentiality fertile cells. Potentiality of the fertile cells. That means gradually cells, sporogenous tissue, sporogenous tissue, and this sporogenous tissue gradually once upon a time in the lower classes of the tissue, homogeneous mass of tissue, and the homogeneous mass of total cells after they are undergoing division, the total cells they are converted into spores. They are converted into, as the evolution passes towards the higher plants of the bryophyta, the number of spores which are produced inside the sporangium, they are decreasing. They are decreasing. Instead of these spores, fertile spores, other parts are observing there. Other parts are like elaters, like columella, like trabeculae, and outer spore sac, inner spore sac wall. Likewise, different extra appendages and extra organs are observed. And this decreasing of fertile spores is known to be the sterilization. And the progressive is also explains that the increasing of the complexity in the structure of sporophyte, in the structure of spore. So here, instead of forming spores and serving propagating function, they remain sterile. See, the sporophytes, the first theory, Boyer's theory explains that instead of formation of spores and helping in the propagation of the plants, they have become fertile. They become fertile or they remain sterile. So they become sterile or they remain sterile. These sterile cells are put to the other, such as nutrition. See, here we itself, the point we knew that the fertile spores which are present in the bryophyta members, gradually their number is decreased, and instead of the spores, so many other parts are formed, which are known to be columella, which are known to be spore sac wall, and so on. And these spores, which becomes which are incapable of reproduction, which are incapable of germinating into a new, and they perform other functions. Instead of propagation, they perform other functions such as nutrition, dehiscence, the dispersal of spores, remaining spores, and the progressive sterilization hypothesis of Boyer is called theory of sterilization also. This is also known to be not only progressive theory, it is also known to be theory of sterilization. Theory of sterilization. The detailed sterilization of some of the important genera, just we are going to discuss. The first one is the sporophytes. Zygotes undifferentiated cells. In case of Rexia, the zygote, which is formed after the fusion of male gametes, or not, let me see once. Right. Okay, in Rexia, the sporophyte is very simplest structure. Just it is a spherical mass of cells which contains 20 to 30 undifferentiated 20 to 30 undifferentiated cells. And the periclinal segmentation forms an inner mass of cells called endothelium. Here, periclinal ante etavaluga divisions which occurs in the 20 to 30 mass of cells forms inner mass of cells. లోపల ఒక మాస్ బయట ఒక ఇది ఉంటుంది of cells etherium. It is known to be endothelium, and out single layer called epithelium. Okay, amothelium, outer endothelium, inner endothelium, and outer amothelium, or it is also in sometimes it is called as apothelium in amothelium. And this amothelium forms a single layered capsule wall. So what we are known to be the capsule. Actually, in many of the cases, we come across a foot, seta, and capsule. Here, the mass of zygote cells, it contains the 20 to 30 mass of cells, among which the due to the of the periclinal divisions or divisions, a mass of cells will be formed and are known to be endothelium and outer single layered amothelium. And these amothelium cells, they act as the protecting layer of the spore coat, protecting layer of the spores, that is called spore coat of the capsule wall. The central mass of sporogenous tissue. The endothelium forms the fertile central, and in future this sporogenous tissue undergoing meiotic division or reduction division forms the spores, haploid spores, also fertile. The sporogenous cells which develops from the endothelium, all are fertile only, and they are producing fertile spores. They develop into spores. However, few of them, this is the evolution, few of them undergo degeneration. They undergo form the nerve cells, degeneration to form the nerve cells which provides nutrition or the food to the developing or growing spores. See, I will show you now. The sporophyte of Rexia is simplest among of all bryophytes and least amount of cells. It has some of these sporogenous, they get and to provide material developing spores. And it is considered that the sporophyte of the Rexia, it is very simplest and lowermost type of style cells in it. Let me show. See, this is the structure of the transfer section of the Rexia thallus. This is, and this is the sporophyte of Rexia. just the outer spore coats, which is merothecium or amphithecium, and they are the nurse cells. Here and there you are observing the nurse cells, and remaining, this is called spore mother cell. Each spore mother cell is diploid in condition, and it gives rise, undergoes meiotic division and forms four haploid spores. Four haploid spores. So this is the simplest sporophyte of the Rexia. Okay. In case of Markantia, you yourself has the Markantia because we completed the Markantia lesson. We know the Markantia morphology, the Markantia anatomy, and at the same time, 1 minute, it is interrupted. So, at the same time, we know the reproduction in Markantia and the development of sporophyte also in Markantia. In case of Markantia, the sterilization of fertile cells is more advanced in the genus. It is the increasing in sporo. Nearly half of the embryo divided from the hypophyseal regions remains sterile. That is, after undergoing divisions, develops into embryo. Mass of the embryo, it becomes sterile. It becomes sterile, and it remains sterile. It forms the. In case of Rexia, the outer, the differentiated out as the wall for the capsule. Wall for the capsule. In case of half of the mass of cells and half of the tissue, it becomes sterile, or it becomes sterile and forms the foot seta. Foot is inside in the is a stalk-like structure. Foot or seta in they will not participate. Instead of the zygote completed zygote developing into a sporophyte, half of the tissue is it remains stuck to foot and seta. Sporophyte. And here in Markantia, the sterile cell elongates, develops become of sporogenous cells, and from these sporogenous cells also some cells may be divided into at the top apical cells. Apical cells means which will form at the time of maturity and at the time of rupturing of the cap, which acts as a capsule open through which opening the all these liberated out. Capsule of Markan has both spore distributing body. It is both spore producing and spore distributing body. It's a step further in the progressive sterilization. So what we observed here, when we compare the Markantia with Rexia, a percentage of sterilization is increased in the Markantia when compared with Rexia. Okay. So now this is the Markandia's sporophytes. So in case of Rixia, just we observed just of part only there, but here, so half of the zygote is divisible into this foot and seta, and remaining spores. See here, in case of Rixia, so let me see. See, in Rixia, you will not find any elaters here. No elaters. See here, do you find any elaters here? No elaters. But in case of Markantia, you will observe the elaters. That means in the sporogenous tissue also, some of the cells they develop as spirally thickened, the elater. Spiral thickened, these small worm-like structures are known to be elaters. They nourish the spores, they help in the dissemination, they help in the dispersal of the spores. And at the same time, some of the apical cells of sporangium, they act as cap cells, which help in the rupturing open of the sporangial wall and the helps in the dispersal of the spores. Okay. Right. Anthoceras. So we don't have the anthoceras for our and this anthoceras known to be hornworts. Why it is called hornworts means the anthoceras, the sporophyte in anthoceras, after its complete development, the sporophyte on the top of on the dorsal surface of the anthoceras thallus, like small, so nearly 2 to 5 centimeters projections, horn-like projections. The Anthoceras genus is known as, or it is called as hornworts. They are called as hornworts. Okay. So now in this Anthoceras, it explains that here in the than Rixia and Markantia, the percentage of sterilization whites is high when compared to Rixia and Markantia. That means the gradual increase in the percentage of sterilization is observing from Rixia to Markantia and from Markantia to Anthoceras. Here, the endothecium cells become completely sterile. The endothecium cells becomes completely sterile. That means zygote undergoes multiple divisions, forming a mass of cells. Forming a mass of cells. And the mass of cells, after undergoing a pericardial divisions, that means cross divisions, form areas, outer area or outer cell range and inner cell range. And inner cell area known to endothecium. The total it becomes sterile and forms a columella, long pillar-like column. And adjacent to this, a spore sac is formed and forms a group of cells known to be columella. Okay. Cells arise innermost layer of the endothecium, and outer layer is known to be amphithecium, which acts as the wall for capsule. But in case of Anthoceras, the endothecium completely becomes sterile and forms a long pillar-like structure known to be sterile structure known to be columella. The sporogenous tissue or the fertile tissue, it forms from the lowermost layer of the amphithecium. The amphithecium. Okay, and it also forms the sporogenous cells become shaded into spore mother cells and pseudoelaters. In case of Anthoceras, lowermost of amphithecium sporogenous tissue, and from this sporogenous tissue, spore mother cells are formed. Spore mother cells are formed. They develop into spores, and some of the sporogenous tissue, some may develop into cells, remain elaters, which are known to be pseudoelaters, and the capsule wall develops a wall with ventilated photosynthetic tissue protected by the epidermis. The amphithecium contains a photosynthetic tissue and a the protective layer known as epidermis also. So I will show you the sporophyte in Mercantia. See here. So this is the hornwort. The Anthoceras thallus. It is the morphology of the vegetative body showing sporophyte. All these horn-like projections are the sporophytes. All these are the sporophytes. So the vertical section shows this is a microscopic photography. So where the most epidermis and below this epidermis photosynthetic is present, the sporogenous tissue is present, and where your observers, and the central blue color structure is known to be columella. This is called, and in the lowermost one you can notice the here. See here and there along with the spores you may observe the pseudoelaters. See the capsule wall, the foot. You can notice so likewise. And this is the transverse section of the sporophytes. Transverse section of the next, Funaria sporophytes. We have very intimate knowledge regarding the sporophyte in Funaria. And here, in case of Funaria, we know that it bears a dagger-shaped foot and a long cord type of seta and a bulged edge known to be capsule. It's known to be capsule. And here, the foot and seta regions are the completely sterile structures. The function of the foot is, as it is inserted in the tip of the gametophore, its main function is to absorb water and minerals from the leafy gametophore and supplies to the capsule. And whereas seta or the stalk-like structure, it acts as a mediator. It is a transporter. It does not have any other function. And whereas capsule is the fertile region. See here, major portion of the sporophyte, it becomes sterilized. It becomes sterilized. That means the number of fertile spores is decreased. When you Rixia to Markantia, Markantia to Anthoceras, and Anthoceras to Funaria, the number of the percentage of fertile spores are decreased. This is called progressive sterilization. Progressive sterilization. Okay, let us continue in the next class. Thank you.